Hi, welcome to the Creative Odyssey Podcast. My name is Sharan, and today we are at Hatch, one of the leading startups in Sri Lanka, startup hubs in Sri Lanka, where they take creativity and technology, coincide together, and help solve real problems for humans in Sri Lanka and around the world. Today, I have a very interesting couple of guests, a comedian and a model who grew up together and started something really powerful through a podcast. So, without getting too much into it, I have Yoshan and Amandha. Guys, welcome. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Nice having us.
Yes. So, first of all, why am I having you both together?
You called us.
Right, but why am I having you both together?
We also have a podcast that we work together. We're pretty much best friends.
What's the name of the podcast?
That's so, bro.
Done about 50 episodes now.
Yeah, give or
Cool.
take.
How long have you guys been doing it?
It's been about 1.5 years, I guess.
That's about right.
Wow, very
Yeah.
cool. So, what do you do? How you guys became friends? And
Yoshan, you go first.
All right. It was a very beautiful day. The sun was rising, the moon was setting, the stars were out.
Yeah, okay.
We went to Sunday school together. And
really,
Yeah, bro. That's the origin story of all this.
we went to Sunday school.
what church?
So Sunday school, the Buddhist Sunday
Buddhist
school.
version of Sunday school.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we went Pansal together.
So
right,
Dharma
okay.
school.
Dharma
school. All right.
So we used to go together. He was in a younger class.
Yeah.
I was in a senior class. And the moment we met, it just vibed, man. It's like we are friends forever.
Let's go.
And we have a lot of great memories from childhood.
Yeah.
Happy memories, sad memories, up, downs, left, rights, middle, centers. It was all.
Yeah, man. It was one of those friendships that essentially stood the test of time because I've had some of my worst and best memories with him. And the other way around. And there's only so many people that actually stay with you through all that
Yes.
and also don't change.
right.
Try not to change you as well. The same.
And same too. Same guy.
Same guy.
So yeah, we eventually passed out from Sunday school.
Okay.
And
Congratulations.
thank you. It's one of my. I mean, compared to your list of achievements, that's my.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. This guy's CV goes on for like 20 pages, and I'm like half a page.
It's
Yeah.
because I could stick to one thing, so don't forget that either.
So then we passed out, and we just kept in touch. Like we used to hang out once a week at least.
Yeah.
Then our group was much bigger, but as time went on, I said it stood the test of time. The group got smaller and smaller, and now
No.
we are like down to us two only, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's one or two.
They're like guest appearance.
Yeah.
It's like Machang, you hang out, they'll come once in a way,
So tell me about what you guys do. I mean, you're here on the Creative Odyssey Podcast, so clearly you're a creative.
So my creativity is mostly talking. I'm very good at that. If there's a job where they will pay me to just talk, make people laugh, make people feel good, I would do it. Working in the radio was my kind of a dream.
Okay.
But you know how Sri Lankan parents are. Oh, you can't earn much from that. Who's going to look after us? Who's going to feed your kid? This was when I was 18. So yeah, so I just wanted to find something where I can talk and get paid, entertain people and get paid. And because of that, I ended up being a seaman. What about you, Amanda?
Please explain that. Don't leave it there.
So I work on ships. I'm a navigating officer. I'm the first officer of a very prominent cargo carrying company. So I'm off at sea for 4 to 5 months, and I'm home 3 to 2 months.
Wow.
So during this 3 to 2 months, only I do all this creative stuff, whatever I can. I do stand-up comedy. I do the podcasts. I do some amateur acting. I also do small content creations. I collaborate with him. We do projects with like some big names out there.
Oh.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. But the thing is, I realized that early on, if I identified that this is something I can do, I wouldn't have gone to sea. But it was something I discovered very late, that I could do this. And also technology wasn't there back then.
Yeah.
Like recording something was very different. Now you can say, let's do a podcast. You can do with your mobile phone, you can do it.
Yeah.
Back then it was like, oh, we need to get one of those bulky cameras and So I guess technology was also not on our side. Time was not on our side. But now I'm trying to catch up to whatever I missed, And also my stand-up comedy career was kickstarted by this man over here. We went to a comedy show.
Okay.
And I was telling him for a long time, I want to try this. I had done it a couple of open mics.
Yeah.
But nothing serious, just for fun with some friends. And we went to an actual comedy show, and it was. I'm nervous to meet people who are famous, like people who are known.
Mm.
And this guy just went out, says like, Macha, I have a friend, Yoshan. He likes to crack some jokes. And I'm like, that's me. And then it was like, yeah, I don't think he can do stage stuff. No, I can. I'm just a little bit shy right now. Yeah, so then that's how I kickstarted. Yeah, so I owe him for that. And yeah, your turn. I'm talking too
Thanks,
much.
man. So I kind of have what Yoshan have and you have as an issue.
Mm.
I get very bored very fast
Mm.
with one thing. Right, obviously.
Yeah.
So I predominantly do content creation for social media. But on top of that, brother, I also act. I compare. I also do a lot of men's mental health advocacy in Sri Lanka.
Cool.
Because it turns out Sri Lanka is one of the highest. I'm not going to say what the word is, but it's a sad place in Sri Lanka where guys generally take their lives. And in South Asia, we're the highest. And I realized that that's a field that's really lacking. So
South Asia were the highest?
We're the highest.
Sure.
Yeah. At one point in the 1990s, we were the highest in the world.
No way.
And hey, we brought it down. But
It's sad, but at least we're leading in something.
I thought it was the most amount of porn searches or something.
Oh, that too. Don't give up. Corona, I see you. Corona, don't give up. Corona, right?
I guess so, yeah. But also coming back to...
Sorry, I didn't mean to like ruin the moment there.
No, but then we found out that because nobody really talks about it, and because guys don't feel comfortable talking about it, and we don't really have the resources to help men when they have issues. You can't go to the police saying that you have a problem, but there's a good chance they'll laugh at you, right? So what we do is I do social media, either activations or awareness campaigns, or we do a short film every year to raise awareness.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. And
He has done 2 movies.
Yeah,
One is called Half a Man, and the first one was.
good question. I can't remember. So.
Yeah, but the second one was a big deal. Like he did it in he did a premiere and all that.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. And I try to get as many big companies involved so that they can showcase it to their employees and whatnot, and then go and do small awareness campaigns with them too.
Cool.
So I've done a bit of acting. I was in radio. I do emceeing for events and stuff. But to me, this was and modeling. To me, this felt like a way of giving back to a society that really needs it. And the greatest thing, like Yoshan said about social media, is you can reach an audience that you might never otherwise.
Yes.
And brother, from the first video, and I have that comment. It's one of my proudest moments where someone literally said, I was having a smoke and just chanced upon this video, and I realized how close to taking my life I was. How can I get some help? Thank you for saving a life. So, and I think that gentleman is Sri Lankan guy, but in Dubai. So that is the impact we're trying to make here.
Wow.
So that's what I do a majority of the time in Sri Lanka.
So, what did you after you passed out of the Dharma school? What did you do?
Bro, so after Dharma school, to be completely fair, Yoshan is one of the few guys I know who actually completed Dharma school. We were just there, and then we just took off one day. That's how we passed at Dharma school.
I went for prize giving also.
Right.
Oh, wow.
We did get prizes.
Wow.
My thing, bro, was I first worked in Abans, which is a huge retail company here. Did right after school, so I was 18. Did 6 years there.
Wow.
Then realized life is really short if you're not enjoying what you're doing. Took my life savings, did a cabin crew safety course, joined me in Lanka. Then that became Sri Lankan Airlines.
Yeah.
Did that for 2 years. Then did modeling full time. So I was doing like commercials and whatnot.
There's something he forgot to add. He wanted to be a pilot.
Wow.
At the start, yeah. But then financial restriction. I had a younger brother and an older sister. So we had to budget it. Did the cabin crew thing for a good 2 years. And then again, bro, it was always, there's something missing. Like the money is great. Like you get paid to go to fancy places.
Right.
Stay. Right. And they give you money for shopping as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they give you money to live, but yeah, also. But it was never fulfilling. You know what I mean? So then I was doing the modeling thing part-time. And I realized that I felt a lot more fulfilled while I was on a stage than serving, hi, sir, would you like chicken rice or fish noodles? Did the modeling thing full-time, brother. Won a local pageant here. Represented Sri Lanka in the Philippines.
Wow.
For Miss International. That was in 2018. Continued the modeling thing. And that's when the first wave of content creation hit Sri Lanka. Right? So we were one of the first few influencers, content creators way back then.
Right.
I was doing that for the longest time. And then again represent the country in 2022 for Face of Asia. Went to
Korea.
Yeah, it was in North Korea. Went to South Korea, the north part of South Korea. Represent the country again there. And that was when I started getting into the whole men's mental health thing, bro. Because I did bodybuilding as well. And then you get body dysmorphia. As a model and as a bodybuilder, you get the
Wow.
double dose of that. And I realized that a lot of our guys, no matter how good you looked,
Yeah.
it was never good enough. And then if you take it down a notch, no matter how good you are and how much you achieve, very few people I've seen, even on social media, commend guys on jobs well done. We're more than likely to commend a dog on a job well done than commend a guy on a
Wow.
daily basis.
Yeah.
And that's the saddest thing. So the more I dug into it, the more I found like, geez, these guys really need some help. Then I was inspired by two people, my dad and Yoshan, to start a men's circle.
I'm a good example.
Wow.
Finished Dharma school and inspired men's circle.
Wow.
So
You become a monk soon.
I'm there.
I would love that. Oh, I love that. My life will be complete.
You gotta have him play a role, you know.
Yeah,
As a monk.
So every Sunday, brother, I host a men's circle where any guy can come. The oldest gentleman we had, I think, was about 55.
No way.
The youngest was 16. And this is a safe space for guys to come and talk and just let it out. And bro, the stories you hear. So we do this 3-minute thing where it's called check-in. From last week, this week, how's life? The first minute is it's a very general statement. Life is okay, work is shit, my boss is this, that. And then there's a lull. And then there's, I tried to take my life last week. I realized that I was touched by my cousin when I was smaller. It's all these stories. And they feel safer to tell these stories in front of absolute strangers than either going to the cops or their family, because then you look down upon, right? And this is the crisis we're facing here. So that's what I do most of the time. Yeah.
There's like way more substance to like what you put out there. I mean, at least
well,
what I know. It's cool. Because I just judge you by the book, so by the cover. Yeah. I want to be
right when
I think so, right?
I think so
My
too.
thing is like, at least let me be honest, and then I'm like, whoa, like you're really
When
cool.
the cops see me, they immediately think I'm a suspect. They kade bole bada. Moge bag anivare kudu. So they judge me by the cover.
Hey, same thing over there. When I'm driving around, this company, like I'm like, hey sir, how are you, sir? all,
Don't take a hand, put it on the wheel, put it on the wheel.
all the accent goes, hello, how are you? Sorry, sir. I'm curious, Machan. So you're a seaman. You work in a ship for 4 months out of like 4 months, and that's a very like stressful job.
It's very stressful. Leaving your family behind. Now I have a kid also, a wife. Leaving behind is very difficult. When I was single, it was much easier.
Yeah.
Like, okay, tomorrow done ship, pack the bag, go now. I have to say bye to my wife, my daughter. My daughter's only 3, so it's very difficult. Then once you get on board, the first week you're kind of homesick. It's hard. Then the problems on board start. Because the moment you step on board, you start working. There's no rest or assimilate to the no. You just start. The moment you get on board, you start. The other guy just goes off. It's a 1-to-1 replacement. So the other guy has been working for 4 months. You can't expect him to, can you stay a little bit more? Please pamper me. No, he's like, okay, I'm done. I'm gone. Bye, tata, and he's gone.
Yeah.
So you have to figure things out. You have to get, because the ship is running 24/7. There's no stop. So we have audits, we have checks, we have inspections, we have maintenance. Everything's happening. Like a million things happen at one time. And also, I have this very unfortunate luck. I joined really old ships, 28 years, 35 years. So if you speak to someone who is sailing on a 6-year, 7-year ship, when I talk to them, they were like, oh, those things can happen.
No.
I've had incidents where the entire crane just collapsed. And I'm just looking at the crane thinking, this is nice. Let me drink a cup of tea first.
Wow.
So yeah, so
Plus you in the ocean, like
Yeah,
that's a
so-
whole nother element, right?
yeah. Like I don't know if you've seen these TikTok videos of the North Atlantic. So
Yeah.
those are I would say those are not very much exaggerated, because North Atlantic during the winter is hell. There's a Bay of Biscay near France. Crazy. It's always rough. So we have those Indian Ocean during the monsoon. Oh, it's really bad. So all that is there. But the thing is, at the end of the day, the pay is kind of decent. My parents are very happy about it.
And if they're happy, then it's okay.
And I mean, I wish I could find a job here though, like a land
Yeah.
job where I can be close with my family and focus on my stage presence,
Yeah.
because every time I come, I start from scratch, and then I get a little bit popular, a little bit known. I do a few shows,
Very
I'm
good.
back on the ship.
Mm.
And again, I come back again, I'm back to zero. So it's a thing. But we'll see. Our podcast has been semi-successful, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
People recognize me from that. They were like, "Oh, I've seen your podcast. It was great. I love this episode." Like recently, I did an interview for my high school radio,
Mm.
and it's like a bunch of Gen Alphas, no Gen Zs. I don't know
Gen
what.
Alphas, right?
Yeah.
Some,
What became after that?
yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah.
very
And then after
excited.
that.
They're very excited. They were like, "Oh, we watch your podcast." I'm like, "You want target audience?" I was not expecting that.
Yeah. So, how did the podcast begin?
So we do the podcast in a company called SLV Logs, and the owner of this particular brand was producing our comedy shows.
Oh.
And then they already had a singular podcast, and their singular podcast is very political satire.
Yeah,
Is at the moment number one trending in Sri
I
Lanka.
enjoy watching it.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's something
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Daily Dose.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So they have a Tamil wing also,
Mm.
which is funded by foreign aid, and then they wanted English wing, and then they approached us and they were like, "Hey, do you guys want to do something?"
No way.
So we didn't want to do the whole political thing because if the white man takes us, no one's going to look for us. Cut that part out.
That's a how do you explain this to my viewers?
A local political joke.
Yeah, it's just freedom of speech is not really wasn't a thing at the time, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, and that's why I gained weight. So they need a crane to put me in the van. So by the time the crane comes, I have time to call it to take me away. I'm not going to run.
I like how you call it.
Yeah. I'm like, Uber, please, can you come, please take me away? There's a crane here coming to kidnap me. Like hell, I'm going to run. I'll take 2 steps. Like, you know what? Take me in the van.
You and me both. Okay.
Yeah, so we started doing infotainment, each episode had like men's mental health, about our personal lives. We got in guests. So we got some relatively famous people and we learned a lot, like
Yeah.
the music industry, we had.
There's so much nuance in almost every industry that you don't really pay attention to because
Yeah.
they know what exactly is happening. And what you might not see from a screen or hear from the radio, wherever it is, there is so much going on. Because that is a completely different human being experiencing life in a completely different way.
Right.
So there's so much to learn from Upesha to Ridma to everybody else that we got. So there's so many unique stories that you have.
Yeah.
And the takeaway from that and the advice they'll give you,
Yeah, amazing advice.
it's all stuff.
It's like what we see is just the surface.
Yeah.
Even in our podcast, we don't really go that deep, but that deep is enough for us to be mind blown.
Mm.
Like you never expect that from someone like that, It's crazy.
So you have the mental health aspect of it, and then you have the comedy aspect of it. What's the bigger vision behind this?
I think the mental aspect is what we want to focus on. We want to help people to feel better, especially that's his vision.
Yeah.
His vision is to help, right?
Yeah, but you can't drive a point home by just explaining it over and over again in the most monotonous tone ever.
Right.
So you sprinkle a bit of comedy.
Side comments?
Right.
Like, a circle, right? Some maybe could be like, this happened, and like, we'll be like dead silent, I'll say some word. And then the mood just
And
changes.
then this switches everything off. They're like, okay.
It's not like I'm making them feel bad. Or
Right,
like,
right.
I'm just adding to the story or, trying to lighten the mood because I want him to understand that, yes, what you're feeling is really bad. But at the same time, you're not alone. That's it.
Yeah.
We don't want anyone to feel that they're alone. At any point, they can call me, call him.
Yeah, man. I think every guy needs to hear that.
Yeah.
You're not alone in your problems.
So it's kind of cool how you guys are here because the podcast is called the Creative Odyssey Podcast, and it started with my own journey of like living in Sri Lanka, feeling like an idiot, and I've heard this from many people, right? And it sounds like you guys are also,
Proper Sri Lankan.
yeah, like really, right? Like being a creative was supposed to be an idiot thing, like, you don't fit in society and that kind of thing. Two, now, like I did my own work through creativity, like getting into woodworking and music and all of these things, which I put aside when I became a chef because I now had to grow up. Like you went to become a seaman, I became a chef, right? And now I'm like, okay, this is what adults do, right? And you gotta I became really good at it, and I became an executive chef really fast, and I had like 70, 80 employees under me and all of those things, and it's great. And I'm responsible for all these big numbers and money I'm spending every week and all of that kinds of stuff. And I'm like, what now?
Right.
Like I had to creatively manage my employees, meaning make them do more work without them realizing it, like play tricks on them, whatever. Creative problem solving, that's what they call it. I hate that they did that. Like I ruined it for me at that point.
Manipulate your people.
Exactly, right? And to then realizing, like, wait, what am I passionate about? I mean, and then connecting back to my inner child, which was music, creative stuff like that,
100%.
And as I created, I realized that every time I got into the flow state of creativity, like truths about me or like fake things about me, lies about me would just start to pop up.
Right.
And in that flow state, I would actually follow this little like tidbit I would find. And then I would like realize, oh my gosh, like I'm thinking about myself this way because of that what happened in my life or whatever. Society said this, blah 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 blah. So like I no longer think of myself as stupid. I have done so many different kinds of things because I wanted to try and learn and whatever. I've done businesses, failed most of them. Now I'm doing a whole different thing. And the point of this whole thing is using creativity to connect with your inner child and becoming a healthy creative. Because another aspect of creatives is that like you can't work, it's hard to work with creative people and imposter syndrome, shame, all of these things, and competition. Like competition was a whole thing that was like built into us. Like this whole concept of collaboration was never a thing.
Nah.
Um, so it's interesting how you guys are using your creativity for mental health. Um, in your own journey, when was the tipping point where you felt like I need to be more like myself? When did you ever like connect with your younger self to get to this point?
Sir? Well,
Yeah.
he imploded. The child almost came on.
So I would say when I was doing my chief officer's exams, I was back here in Sri Lanka, and the exams are very very tough. And after A levels, you think I'm done. I'm not going to study ever again. You're like, oh, I'm done. My head is done. And then when you come to this point where again you have to study, your brain's like all rusted, and at that point I was sitting and I was memorizing a whole bunch of laws and some navigation stuff and calculation. I was thinking, what am I doing? This is the very opposite of the definition of joy. I'm just sitting here, I'm studying, I'm doing absolutely nothing. And there was a time when I started, I went out with some friends, and in an open mic, the mic came to me and I just cracked a few jokes. And I was thinking, maybe I can do that. But I was afraid. I was afraid that if I go up there and people don't accept me, can I face that? Because still, if I have not done it, I still have that, maybe I could. What if I go up and fail and then I'm like, oh man, I ruined it. I can't do this. I had that doubt. It was there in me, but
Fear of failure.
the fear of failure, because I didn't want to lose that thing that I can maybe do it. That feeling, maybe if I don't try it, I can still think, I can do better than that guy. A lot of people, they feel that. I felt it a lot. But when you actually do it, the fear that, oh, now everyone's going to point at me like you suck, your the jokes are bad, and then that dream is dead. You feel, but that is at that time. Now I feel totally different about it. I feel that you have to get on stage. Even if someone says your joke sucks, you come back on stage the next day again. Still, someone's going to say your joke sucks. You come back the third day. It doesn't matter. You just keep coming up. That was what I have learned now. But the main tipping point was when I was studying for that exam, the achievement exam, and I was like, this is the opposite of joy. I need to do something else. And I did that joke thing, and people were laughing, and that rush.
Yeah.
There's a rush, when you crack a joke and everyone's laughing, there's this rush that comes. It's a different high. You're like super high. It's a different high. And I wanted that. And I think that is the first time I actually connected with that child you keep describing. That I'm so happy and I cannot describe it. I made this entire hall laugh because of me, because of something I said. They're not laughing at me. They're laughing with me, mom.
It's like the Rocky Balboa speech, but with like some Gotukola and Paripola. But yeah.
Hey, Gotukola is good for you. So then that's the thing. They're not laughing at me, they're laughing with me. So that really pumped me up. Yeah, so once I felt that connection, that that inner child connection, you feel so good. Like that high is there for days, man. Like for 3-4 days, you're thinking about that. Oh, I cracked that. They were laughing. That person in the third row was laughing. And then I started, wanting it more and more. But I didn't. Sri Lanka, there's no much opportunity for comedy, so that's when we went for that show, and one thing led to another. But I really think that's that point when I was sitting for that exam. That was my
This is like after you've been on the career.
yeah. I was already third mate, second mate. I was sitting for my first mate exam, and that was the time because the first mate exam is very very hectic. Like we slept like 2 hours a day. We have assignments. We have to after the exam we have something called the oral examination where we have to face the examiner one-on-one. So all that was very hectic. So I was this is the very definition of the opposite of joy. I could feel the negativity. You could feel. You wake up with one like ah.
Yeah.
You need that little high. Like I don't know. I think once you connect to that inner child, like you do something and you can feel that connection. It's a rush. No other substance that you take will give you that rush.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. You feel very good about yourself. Yeah. You also feel the same?
More or less, man. So my entire thing, bro, was because, like Yoshan said, the only thing I wanted to do was to learn to fly.
And we're back.
Right. So, for you,
Yeah, Yoshan. For me, the only thing I wanted to do back in school was to fly, was to be a pilot. That's it. Because I wasn't able to pursue that. Going into work or working at a young age, and this is when Facebook first came, could be age, when Facebook first came around. So I had the privilege.
How old are you guys?
Yeah, you old man.
33,
Don't say it.
30.
What?
Yeah. How old do you think you are?
Bloody hell! I'm 37. How are you? Why are you calling yourself old? Humble. What am I age? Your age and mine.
I thought you were 28.
Like, what am I?
This is Sri Lankan skin.
Yeah.
Well, my thing, brother, was I had the privilege of watching all my friends live their lives while they went to the university of their choice and this and that, and I was stuck in this, not really a dead end job, but I despised it.
I drove him to piloting school.
Right. We'll talk about that later.
They needed to pull that in.
The only issue is no matter how much I did, I would have to numb it out because there was always a voice in me saying, you didn't do what you wanted to do.
What was that?
You didn't do what you wanted to do. Right. So then I had to convince myself, okay, fine. If I can't pursue flying this way, then I will be rich enough as a businessman, buy my own plane, like get the pilot to teach me. I had to convince myself that way. And I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But to numb those voices out, I really got heavily into drinking and smoking. Right. And that was my vice. And you work in marketing, so it's very, really
Right.
so we had a very small department. We would go drinking 5 to 4 minimum times a week. And dude, that was my thing, right? But then I would always catch myself thinking, this is something you never wanted to be. Forget the marketing side, I never wanted to be a drunk. Because I've had family members who portrayed that, and when we were very young, we were always told that wasn't the best way to go. So I let myself down twice now. It was just after a while where I realized, okay, enough is enough. Called it quits. We quit cold turkey, and now it's been about 14 to 15 years since I stopped. But bro, I was making, and I got, obviously when you're not drunk and you actually report to work on time and actually work, you get promoted.
Right.
So at a very young age, I was making a lot more money than I needed. I didn't know what to do with that cash. But like I said earlier, there was still a part of me that felt very empty. And after pursuing everything I wanted to pursue, the modeling, the content creation, all that, and I realized that what I wanted to do right by that small child was to be everything he wanted to be. So I realized, all right, so I'm very much an introvert. Like, holy shit, I don't want to talk to you.
Wow.
My entire childhood, bro, I spent on video games. I'm a professional Pokemon, whatever. Like, I know everything about all that nonsense. And that's what we did. Like, our first parties, my friend and I would just sit down and play games. That's just it. Like, everybody else would be socializing and mingling and all that. We're like, yeah, forget that. That's overrated. So I had to rework all of that. So I tried to be more of an extrovert. So I started talking to more people. I had this thing where when I was working in Abans, every day in the morning I hit the gym because I was also overweight. I then had to force myself to say good morning to at least 30 people. It didn't matter if they said good morning back or not. I just had to get that out.
Okay.
And bit by bit, like people will respond. It's not people are like machines. They will respond. So that'll get you a bit more out of your comfort zone. I started emceeing also back then. And the first time you do it, you're stuttering, dude. And that I had a very nice boss back then who would be, I'm on the stage like this. He would be like, yes, it's okay, chill out, chill out. It's okay. Just say the next name. Just say the next name. Just say the next name. So shout out Chaturjay. But it was bits and pieces of all that. I was very insecure about how I looked. So I made modeling my entire career. I always wanted to do something for that child because I always neglected that child growing up. But after doing all that, bro, everything else it always seemed to me that I was only doing stuff for myself and never giving back to a society that would prop me. Because when you're in social media, yeah, you get all the validation and the fame and all that. But that validation and fame, all those likes and comments, they come from somebody. While they're giving you all that, what are you giving them in return?
Right.
Right. So when I started slowly trickling down this path of men's mental health advocacy, and then I got a wholesome response. Martin, thanks for talking about this. I didn't know who else to turn to. I also have an issue like this. People started reaching out.
Wow.
I've gotten calls in the middle of the night, bro, where people are like, I think I'm gonna end it.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that to like just prop myself up there, but it is the fact that I am now in a position and place to influence people in this way, to give at least the men of Sri Lanka or anybody online hope for a tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that you know that you're not alone with your problem and everything else. That to me is the most hopeful part of all of this.
You wanted to give back something to.
I want to give back something to society, and through all this, through social media, I started doing, I started producing and directing films, like short films.
Wow.
That raise awareness for men in Sri Lanka. Like basically, Machang, we found out the problems guys have. Started including that as a theme in the movie, and showed people that okay, cool. Maybe you can do this. If you're going to something like this, we do awareness campaigns in malls and whatnot. And we just, it's like social experiments.
Yeah.
But instead of pranks and whatnot, we talked about really suicide awareness, testicular cancer. Are guys actually okay when they say they're okay? Like a numerous amount. And that to me has been a lot more wholesome. And I know that I'm doing justice for that child as well as a lot of other children in general. That has been the most fulfilling part. I think that's how I've been healing my inner child.
There's this thing he did. He made people call their dads for Father's Day and say, I love you.
Brother, dads don't understand that.
The funny thing is, I see all those kind of videos around the world, and I always wonder what it would be like how if they would ever do that in Sri Lanka. And you did it.
Yes.
How was that?
The fathers think you're joking. Because that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
the
of
men of
course.
Sri Lanka, that's the thing. So the guys who inspire me to the men's circle and all of this, more or less, one, and the second one was my dad. Because I realized that man is all by himself, right? You are the breadwinner, you are the provider, but as a human being, whatever you're going through, you bottle that shit up and keep. Nobody wants to hear it, right? And that is so dehumanizing. So when we got these kids and adults to call their dads, I would give you a very easy 70%. You should watch the video.
I can't wait.
They're all like, why are you doing this? Why are you saying that? What happened? Are you with the cops? Are you in jail? Are you trying to like take them out?
Right.
What is the reason you're calling me and thanking me and saying you love me? Well, one or two dads were like very reciprocative and they're like, thank you, I love you too. A lot of the fathers didn't really know how to respond.
Right.
And that was the magic of all that, bro.
You have to understand, because of this incident, I'm more aware of myself because my daughter's 3. You know, when she says I love you, at first I also like, oh yeah, like, all right, bro, yeah, nice, bro, high five, bro. But,
All right, man, cool.
but now I'm aware of it because of that video, because he did that video, and I'm aware that if like I feel like if I say it back, and I feel it too. Is that saying it out loud is weird for us, right? I don't know. For me, it's weird.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Expressing our emotions is kind of hard.
Yeah.
Seeing that video, now I make a conscious choice. Every time she goes, I love you, I want a hug, I go for it. I say, I love you, I give her a hug. But if I had not seen this video, I would have had my old pattern and be like, when she said, I love you, do what my dad
Yeah,
does.
bro, shake it off.
Yeah, like my dad would be like, Mora dore, kya kore, sali kya kore.
Go give me something.
So yeah, that video kind of changed my perspective also. So that's why that's one of the most powerful things he has done. in my perspective, that particular Father's Day event. But it depends on what you have gone through. So maybe you'll find something, because he has done some very powerful stuff.
So the podcast started as just a fun thing.
First, the podcast started with us wanting to tell our story.
Okay. Okay.
Like the first few episodes, just us telling our story.
Mm.
And then we wanted to expand it. And then we started talking about real issues. And then we wanted to bring in experts to talk about those issues. Then we started bringing guests. So it just kept evolving.
Yeah.
So we have episodes in the middle where it's just the two of us talking about something that happened. It'll be an episode with a celebrity, or it'll be with some professional, or just someone. It's a like-minded person, a friend.
Yeah.
And we would bring in a topic and we just talk about it. So we get different It's mainly perspective.
Mm.
Because right now, if I would bring up a topic now, all three of us will have a different view of the same topic.
Absolutely.
And that is where the prejudice, the fighting, this guy's an idiot. But if you start talking about it and bring it out, then you can explain your side. I can explain my side. He can explain his side. And the viewers will have their own side.
Right.
It's crazy when you bring new perspective to the same thing. It's crazy. Like, we didn't expect it to be that.
Yeah.
I think a podcast is a very countercultural thing for Sri Lanka, isn't it?
Yes. Open-mindedness. God forbid.
Exactly.
A difference of opinion. Oh no.
The Sri Lankans, again, I don't want to be generalizing, but I am generalizing now. When we talk about something, they take it very personal. This mother's talking about me when they put the hate comments. They take it very personal. Even if I crack a joke, let's say I crack a very simple joke, someone in the audience will think I'm talking to him. And they take it very personal. Even the podcast, if you have a different view, if we say something, let's say this table is square, we're just having a conversation. It's not the law. What we're saying is not the law. This is round. But then someone else will like, this guy is here to insult me. This table is round and he's insulting my intellect. That is the problem that's why the counterculture is there. The open-mindedness. People tend to think we are attacking them.
Wow.
They take it very personal.
Right.
Yeah. I think they identify themselves with the ideologies. And
Yeah.
they said that they don't know how to differentiate between, okay, so subject and ego and myself. And maybe he's talking about this in particular, and that's just his point of view. The idea that you might have a different opinion, he has a different opinion, that's both are two valid opinions, that isn't it. It's either your opinion or your opinion.
And anything else is an attack.
Yes.
That is something I have learned from our podcast experience. Even in comedy. It's the same. You crack a joke, at least five people take it personally.
Wow.
That's
As if you know them.
Yeah, as if I know that. As if I know that. Like, I did one joke about Sri Lankan guys unable to hit on girls. It's on. If you read the comments, they'll be like, how do you know what's wrong? This is your experience. How dare you say this out loud? I am very good with girls. I know how to talk to us. I'm a good boy. Like that. Comments are there. And I'm like, okay, I'm not talking about you guys. It's just,
know you.
I don't even know who you are.
How? What's the? I mean, we try to analyze their behavior. Like, how can they out themselves like that?
They out themselves.
That's great. Yeah,
Basically, they out themselves. Yeah, they out themselves.
I think also, bro, what happened is I had a chat with a friend also about it recently. I think because, well, the three of us, we grew up at a time where TV would play your program, and after that, your program is done. You can switch off and take a step back, then life actually happens. Here, what happens is TV is on the palm of your hand. And now it has become your new reality, because from morning to night, you're on this thing. And because your perception becomes your reality, they idealize themselves with, okay, so this must be true because that's all you see. So reality escapes this, and then you just identify yourself with this. So anybody who says anything on this must be telling the truth. And if he's insulting Sri Lankan guys and I'm a Sri Lankan guy, he must be insulting me. And they just it's a reaction.
Let me rephrase it. I wasn't insulting anyone. It was an observation. What, to get me in trouble?
Yes, this Yoshan, different Yoshan.
That guy is here.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Poncha.
Yeah, sure.
So let me ask you this. We should talk about creativity since it's a podcast about it. What are your thoughts on creativity in how you define it and how you look at it?
I think creativity is very underrated. In that, not a lot of. Look, man, I can tell you from both the modeling sphere I work in, as well as the content creation sphere I work in. We work with companies, and companies generally, unless the next generation has stepped in, have very stringent guidelines as to you have to do a, it's almost a commercial at this point. Content has to be like this. It has to be shot here. You have to say this. This is your script. This is his lines. This is your lines, and it's so boring that unfortunately some companies don't get the returns that they expect out of you because the script they gave you is shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
Unfortunately, that follows into men's modeling as well, at least from what I've experienced. Because when you're a catalog model, as a guy especially, like girls have a great time with this. As a guy, there's only so many items of clothing you get, right? T-shirts, shirts, pants, shorts, shoes, maybe, but then that's it. That is the expense. Maybe a sarong or two.
Okay.
Right. I might have a skip, maybe like swim and whatnot, but that is the gist of what you get as a guy. They expect a certain amount of posing, and once you do that over and over and over again, it loses the vibrance it once had. And because Sri Lanka also, and I don't know how international this is, again, from my experience and what I've seen, Sri Lanka has this policy where they expect the best, but they want to pay the least. And in that aspect, everybody's a model, because as long as I can picture you on a camera and pay you shit amounts, I can get you to wear my clothes and get away with it. So you don't really have the best of products. And because the standard keeps dropping, yay, the appeal behind it also keeps falling. And that way, it's very lackluster now. There are a few companies, few shoots that you can do that they say, this is the product, say it any way you want to.
Yeah.
Because nobody understands your audience better than you. The person who over years and years has teared and bled to get this audience to where it is,
Right.
you understand them better than them. So it's in a company's best interest to let you do that. It is just that we still live in that old mindset. And maybe this is that old CEO set that still believe that advertisements should be almost TV advertisements. And it is that typical, oh my God, I am using this. That is why it is good. And you lose audience retention. I think that's what's happening.
What about your view?
Creativity is something that comes from inside, like a boca, from the boca.
Yeah, from the groin.
The heart, from the soul.
From the groin, yeah.
From the groin, from all this. Oh, it comes out. So as a kid, I feel like kids are naturally very creative.
Yeah.
That's all they have. They draw, they sing, they dance. You don't even have to tell them. That's the first thing they do. They wake up in the morning, they're singing, they're drawing. I've been observing my daughter a lot. She, for no reason, she just starts skipping around the room. And that's also a form of creativity, right?
Yeah.
And she'll just say random words and make a tune out of the blue. Because that is like the most rawest, very raw creativity that is, And I feel like, as the inner child, that is where our creativity lies.
Yes.
Years of, going to school and, they're saying you study, do your homework, all that kind of suppresses all that. Like when you want to draw something, no, that's a waste of time. When you want to sing something, no, that's a waste of time. All those words that has been pushed into you erodes that creativity as you grow older. And also the being an adult, it happens. As you get older, that spark dims and it goes away. It is up to us to, I think it's your responsibility to keep it ignited, to do things to ignite it. Like I've seen now in Sri Lanka, they started something called sip and paint.
Okay.
Yeah. So
they brought it here now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have wine and art.
Right. Okay.
So like for middle-aged people to have like a social gathering,
Right.
and they paint an apple or something, and they have wine.
Right.
And I can see that a lot of people are doing that. It helps with creativity because these are adults who go for 8 to 5 jobs or whatever.
Right.
They're so monotonous. So this is a break, and that ignites their creativity. I also see a lot of creative writing sessions happening.
Oh wow.
And so that I feel will also ignite. So you need to keep it it is your responsibility to ignite it.
Yeah.
And as you keep practicing, as you keep doing this, it can lead to a money making. It can lead to something big.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you need to understand that you need to find what you like.
Yeah.
Different people like different things. Like you said, you like everything.
Yeah.
I'm different. I like some things. I like some things. You like everything.
I like everything, but I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm less curious. If I see something scary, I don't open that door. I'm the first one to die in the horror film anyway. So yeah, then you need to identify what you like. I mean, everyone has a rough idea. I like to draw. I like to sing. I don't know. I like to play with clay. You know, they make sculptures. You know, a metal sculpture, wood sculpture. So different people have different passions. You just need to try it out and keep it ignited. Connect with yourself. Connect with yourself. Know yourself. You know what you enjoy, because no one else can make you happy.
Yes.
You have to find your own happiness. I truly believe that. So I'm lucky. I found that I can get on stage, make people laugh. I feel good about myself. I'm lucky I found the podcast with him. I'm lucky that I get to do some content creation here and there. I did a little bit of acting. I did some cosplay a few years back.
No way.
We did the Marvel Avengers trailer in Sri Lanka. That time it was a big deal. I was Thanos.
And you don't understand, like the official was the director.
Yeah, like the Russo brothers use our poster as their profile picture, like during the
No way. Let's go.
and like some executives came from India and they saw us and they took us to see the movie 3 days before the whole country.
Wow.
It was a whole thing, yeah, at that time. So yeah, so I found some avenues and I want to find more.
Ah, this is what I was talking about.
I don't like
And they put the hate comments.
I'm
Yeah,
particularly
more
but
than
at the same
They
time,
take
I
it
like
very
to-
personal. Even if I crack a joke, let's
So
say
that's why now, right
crack
now,
a very
I think
simple
comedy is
joke,
my thing. I really
someone in the
enjoy that.
audience will
Every
think
time
I'm
I
talking
do it,
to
I
him,
feel myself connected to my
and they take it
inner
very
childhood,
personally.
that
Even the
flame, that
podcast, if we have a different
spark,
view,
I feel it.
if
I
we say
feel it
something,
every time I
let's
get on
say
that,
this
people
table
start
is square,
laughing, that
we're just
warm
having a
feeling, that
conversation. It's not
rush
the
that
law.
they
What we're
give
saying
me
is not
out.
the law. This is wrong.
Trust me, that high is there for
But
4
then
minutes. So I
someone
tell
else will
them,
like,
Amanda, I'm
it's
still
crazy,
feeling
to
high from
insult
that day,
me.
you know.
This table is
And
round
like,
and he's
yeah, yeah,
insulting my
see,
intellect.
you're
You
blowing
know,
like a pregnant lady. I'm
that
like,
is the problem in the. That's why you see your counterculture is there. The open-mindedness. People tend to think we are attacking them. They take it very personal.
Right.
I think they identify themselves with the ideology. And
Yeah.
instead that they know how to differentiate between, okay, so subject and ego and myself, and maybe he's talking about this in particular, and that's just his point of view. The idea that you might have a different opinion, he has a different opinion, those both are two valid opinions, that doesn't exist. It's either your opinion or your opinion.
And anything else is an attack.
Yes.
That is something I have learned from our podcast experience. Even in comedy.
Like you mentioned your daughter, like her nephew, or any, just he would just take a random thing and start up a storyline.
yeah.
And he play with it. I'm like, whoa, that you just came out of nothing. Like, I mean, and the thing is, like, I said this all the time, and I want to keep talking about this. Like, when we were growing up, we were told not to daydream.
Yes.
That was a huge
You were
attack
punished
towards
for it.
creativity.
Yeah, brother.
Like, oh my gosh, and I believed it to my core.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't daydream. I don't want to be some of those losers. Like, I remember like how people looked at Vidin artists, street performers, right?
Right.
The way society looked down on those
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
How like, oh, these people are crazy, have nothing else to do. Actually, nobody questioned, like, wait, it's a hot freaking weather. They're trying to bring some awareness into some kind of storyline, and they're screaming on the top of their lungs to like get the message across. And we were told that they were crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
We were talking about daydreaming. Whenever my daughter finished school and comes home, I ask, how was your school? It's either they're running a CIA facility in there, or they have like a big ass demon that they're fighting, because her stories are crazy.
Wow.
Like she's like always on an adventure.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was after school, and if I came and told stuff like that, they'd be like, Boru kya One of the boru, you know? And you can see it. As a kid, that creativity spark is very bright.
Right.
And I feel like now the present generation, they're trying to keep it ignited,
Yeah.
help the kid to find her
Right.
passion. And that's a good thing, because it'll help mental health,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you have a creative outlet, it'll help your mental health like so much. And I think you yourself may become a better person, because you start to know
Yeah.
about yourself. Yeah.
Because I mean, like being at Hatch too, like talking to startup people, you can see that they feel that they're creative too, but they will. I felt like they'd rather not use that as to recognize themselves, and I'm like, and I've had these conversations like, no, dude, you're using your creativity all the time. Like they talk about coding like till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're having a problem that they can't fix. And what drives them is that, like, no, I will find a solution. I will do that. And they have that same drive and creative, like that juice or the full, right?
Right.
And I lost my train of thought.
I mean, they're also creative.
Exactly.
In their own way.
Exactly. And I think like it was a blessing and a curse to say creatives are artistic.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. And that's why I'm on this like mission now to be like, everyone is creative. Either whether you build something with your hands or solve a problem that humans are facing, that's what they're doing over here.
Yeah.
Like you have that creativity. So let's not say that we're not creative.
Yeah. I think that's also a very bold mission of you, because like Yoshan was saying, when you're very small, every time you drive a nail into the coffin, that is your child's imagination.
Yeah.
Saying you're just wasting time. The more gray life becomes, because you're essentially pulling out all the color of it. And again, like he said, what a wise man. Again, like he said, it is generally when you tap into your creativity, and like you said, when you're in that flow state, doing what you know you're here to do, you're very fulfilled as a human being.
Yes.
And that's how you want to give back to another, like to society in general. as
Yes.
well, right. So happiness breeds that sort of happiness, and then you inspire other people as well. What you do otherwise is you enable this generation. And I think apparently it's just our generation, the more I hear it, of really upset guys who just don't want to get out there when they've had a chance to.
Right.
Yeah, so hey man, props to you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as it gets older, it's worse.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think our generation will change that, I think, because like even this idea that I had, I do this thing like, and I found out the tech people do that too. Like they call it thinking time. It sounds so like smart, but all they do is sit there and think. I take at least 45 minutes where I sit by myself, no agenda whatsoever, just like seeing what's happening in my head, right? And just as the thoughts come, almost like a meditation. I don't look at it that way. I've stopped thinking, because the moment I put meditation, it becomes like a thing. I don't want to be that. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, no. So I just kind of acknowledge all the thoughts that come into my mind. I just like sit there. And one day I had this idea, we're going to go to Sri Lanka anyways this year. I'm like, why don't I take the podcast over there and try to highlight like 20 people?
Right.
And I told her, like, we normally would stay here 3 weeks. I'm like, hey, babe, I think I'm going to stay here for about a month and do like 20 episodes. And here I am, almost like 18 at this point.
Nice.
You're number 18?
Yeah.
Even number, doesn't that number?
But the point is, like, I'm grateful I have a wife who can understand that, like, his imagination is not crazy. It is crazy, but also, like, there is a drive behind it. There's something that just to say that you're crazy, I think is a good thing.
Right.
It's a good accolade to have.
Yeah.
Like, that man is crazy. I'm like, thank you very much. Yes, I am.
I'm glad you brought about sitting in a place for 45 minutes. That's what I do in the toilet, my wife. She's like, what are you doing for 45? That's what I'm doing.
Thinking time.
Thinking time. Until the legs go numb.
It's universal. That's universal problem. I thought like men just go to hide, but you go to think.
Whatever fits the bill.
Don't say hide if my wife sees this.
No, he's not hiding. He's not hiding.
Thinking.
Yeah, he's thinking.
That's a creative solution.
Yeah, 100%. Now you have the terminology for it too.
Thinking.
Sorry, wife. I tried. To young people watching, or anybody, young, old, I don't care. Somebody's stuck in their life that they haven't connected with their inner child and they know they're meant for something else.
Right.
What do y'all have to say?
Do not give up.
Yeah.
That's it. Do not give up. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep failing. Failing is the best thing that can happen to you. Failing is the absolute best that can happen to you. Keep trying it. You fail, you tried, try something else. Like similar thing, let's say, okay, you want to become a stand-up comedian, right? There are different types of stand-up comedians. There are one-liners. There are people who can tell a story. There are people who can make fun of the audience.
Yeah.
There are people who can make musical parodies, Find what you are comfortable with. You go first time, you tell a story. Okay, the story didn't hit. Maybe change the story a bit. Maybe add a song to it. Keep. But failing is the best thing that can happen to you. I tell everyone, if you haven't failed in life, then what's the point?
You haven't had
to fail.
anything.
Don't be afraid. That was my fear, failing. I thought if I fail, that's it. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Just go out there, fail. Find that spark. Keep doing it. And the most difficult thing is to start. That is once you start, don't stop. Keep doing it. At some point or the other, you're going to find your target. It won't happen in a day. It won't happen in a year. It may happen after 5 years. Just keep doing it. You see all these famous YouTubers. What is this guy? That Speed guy and
The other guy.
the other guy.
Yeah, the guy. All the guys.
This guy.
Yeah.
You see their 100th video. They had like 5 followers. I have this video tech guy. What's his name?
MKHPH.
Yeah, his 100th video, he had like 7 subscribers.
Yeah.
Now see where he is.
5 million or plus.
That is 100th video, he had like 7 subscribers or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I can't remember the numbers
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But now see, so he never gave up. So don't give up. Keep doing it.
Well, I would push that and say we are in life blessed to have problems, and every problem has a solution. And if you look deep inside or invest in thinking time, the best person who can give you advice is yourself, because only you know deep down inside what you really want. Failing which, you always have a friend or two in the form of a parent, a friend, a brother, sister, a mentor who would want to help you out. What you fail to remember is, even though life throws dragons at you, you are the main character. And in the end, the main character always wins. How are you going to win?
Wow, that's pretty wise. I do have to say that one of my dreams is to be a comedian one day. Just for fun.
Come on,
Just
let's
for
do
fun.
this.
Just for fun, no
So
joke.
on the 26th, for the first time in his life,
They're gonna kick me out of my country. Don't worry.
You should absolutely do it.
No, I think so. I
I
think.
think in US you have these comedy cafes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah.
there are more opportunities there.
The interesting thing is like that's one of those things that like I was struggling with my accent for a long time, and even the podcast that I was.
had a hard time understanding it the whole time. Is this like a southern?
basically, you have like a list of questions, so we know what the next question is. Yeah, I know what he was talking about. Bro.
I was like, Amandha, what is he talking about?
Just read the shit.
Is that English?
Yeah, they got notes. They got notes, and they had the questions. No, but no, I think it's one day I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely do it.
Like
Let's do it.
it's not the driving force, but my curiosity is like well, I will do it. It's one of those things.
The second you do that, we'll get you onto our podcast and have the first show then.
Oh wow!
Done.
Then okay, good night. I have other things to build, but no, for sure, guys, it's been a breath of fresh air to have you guys on. Wow, if you're not inspired, I don't know what will at this point. So all I gotta say is follow them on social media, and just like you, I will be checking out their podcast because there's so much depth for you guys than just the comedy or just the acting and just whatever you guys are doing. So I love that you're trying to give back to society. That is like a breath of fresh air. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys very much. All I gotta say is keep dreaming, keep creating, keep going on your own creative odyssey. Until next time, see you later.
We're so excited to share with you all of the episodes that we filmed in Sri Lanka. We know a lot of you have been waiting, but we wanted to make sure that we did this really meaningfully because it really was an exciting time. When Sharon first came to me and said he was going to take the podcast to Sri Lanka, I honestly thought he was crazy.
And so did I. I was like, is there any possibility we can fit this in? I want to try to bring the podcast there and get to know people and interview creatives. So
we expected to have just a few conversations, maybe a little sparks of inspiration here and there, but what happened was so much deeper than that. We met so many people that not only you got to interview, but that also came alongside us to help make these conversations happen.
the crazy thing was this daring idea of going to a country, even though I'm from Sri Lanka. I hadn't been back for like 7 years. And all I knew was some people from school that I went to and some on social media that I've been following, but didn't really have a concrete plan to make it happen. And some days we had 6-7 episodes back to back recorded because people were waiting and you were kind of facilitating that.
Yeah, so it felt really significant because not only was it that we were having these raw and authentic conversations, but a lot of their stories resonated with Sharon's, and so it just was really fascinating to see them speaking the same language and to see just this commonality of creativity and identity and purpose coming out as the themes of these conversations.
You must be wondering when this trip happened. It happened in September, and the goal was to get these episodes out by December or last year. Well, a lot of things happened, and I didn't want to diminish the work we put in, and again, the amazing guests that we've had. So we decided to do something really cool, and we're gonna post however many we can a week.
So linked in every single episode, you'll find a free PDF. It's actually a magazine that we developed. You can kind of think of it like if you go to a concert and you get the souvenir of what happened behind the scenes and just about the different artists and all those things. We wanted to share with you not only about Sharon's journey, but then help you connect with some of the guests that we interview in Sri Lanka, and then invite you on your own creative odyssey.
Yes, there's so much more that goes into or that fuels this podcast, which is this mission to inspire people to create so that they can get to know themselves and connect with their inner child. So to see that we could bring that story out of Sri Lankan creatives, a wide, diverse range of creatives, was definitely a highlight.
Our hope is that whether you're living in the States, you're living in Sri Lanka, or somewhere else around the world, you'll connect with someone's story within Sri Lanka, and it might inspire you to continue on your own creative odyssey.
The link to the PDF of the magazine is in the description, and please check it out. They're doing really cool things that I really think you should be checking out to see their journeys. So without further ado, let's get to the episode.